I hear a lot of people asking, and I still get messages to this day, is this camera still worth picking up in 2020 or 2019 when they came in last year? And for the short answer, for those that want to know ASAP and leave this video, yes it is. But for people that want to know why, stick around and I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, being sick is not good. Being sick is not fun, but hey, it happens. Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Leo back here for yet another video, and it's the beginning of a new decade. Well, it's like 22nd today, and I'm a bit late to the party. The reasoning is because as you can tell by my voice and my nasally speaking, I've been quite sick. I thought, I can't wait any longer. Let me just whack a video out before the end of January, and it's already a month into the 12 months of the year. And what better way to start that than doing a camera review? And it's not really a camera review. I would like to call it a camera revisit. And that camera is, you guys guessed it, Fuji X-Pro1, which is my go-to camera for the last year. So the main reasoning behind me making this video is because last week I spent a day out with a few street photographers, some of them you may know, and on the table, on the desk, was just the most legendary of legendary cameras. You had Leica M6s, you had the Ricoh GR3, the Ricoh GR2, you had the Fuji X-Pan, you had the Leica M240, and here's me just rolling up in this community of amazing cameras with the old school Fuji X-Pro1. May I say that I was very jealous about all the Leicas and everything on the table. Did that tear me away from using this camera and still loving this camera? Absolutely not. If anything, it made me love this camera even more because I realized that this camera is a beast. And let me tell you why. So by no means am I an expert on cameras, and by no means am I an expert on the megapixels, the edge-to-edge corner, the sensor, the low light capabilities. I'm just a guy who takes street photography and enjoy using this camera. I'm a guy who cranks it all the way up to 4,000 without caring about whether it should be the most accurate motion blur in the world. I use this camera to do street photography, to tell a story, and that's the perspective I'm going to come at you guys with this video. I'm going to be talking about pros and cons of the camera, so I'm not going to be completely biased and say the camera is the best thing since sliced bread, which is actually a pretty good thing. I'm going to come at you with some points of interest. I wouldn't say they're bad points, but the points to keep in mind before picking this camera up. So number one, which is purely because of its age, the EVF is not the greatest thing in the world. It's very laggy, the resolution's not that high. It does the job, but it's not the greatest EVF. And in conjunction with that, the back screen here is definitely lacking. I could take a picture, think it's an awful picture, upload it to my computer, and it'd be really good and really crispy. Another thing you should know about this camera, but I don't know if it's just this camera, I think it's across a few Fuji cameras, because I also have an X100S that has the same kind of issue. If you turn the camera on, sometimes it doesn't actually always turn on, or if it does turn on and it goes into sleep mode and you press to wake, sometimes it doesn't wake, so you have to literally turn it on and turn it off again. It's a weird glitch. I don't know, it could be just me noticing things that are really not important, but it's a weird glitch and I do notice it quite a lot. The autofocus speed, though it is a lot faster than people actually think it is not the fastest thing in the world. If you're trying to snap shots that are just on the whim as you walk in, just quick, it can have a tendency of missing the target, but it's not like every single time, and it's not super slow. It is very fast if you compare it to some other cameras out there. I think that's purely due to the software updates that this camera received from Fuji itself, so I can't vouch on how it was when it released. I heard it was pretty bad, but in comparison to, I think this is very good. This one's not really directed at the camera itself, but more at the lenses. I love these f2 lenses. I think these f2 lenses are an amazing kit, an amazing partner with the X-Pro1, but they really need to get rid of this focus by wire system. I don't know why this even exists. I know it saves size and cuts costs and lessons, but focus by wire is awful. I don't think anyone actually likes focus by wire. I've never met a person to say that they love focus by wire. The only other thing that I can say that's negative about this camera is something that none of the X-Pro camera has, and this is actually something that's just a nitpick because I think if it had it would be absolutely game changing, and that is an actual rangefinder. It looks like a rangefinder camera where the rangefinder window is actually a little light. Imagine using the manual lens and you're focusing through here using the window and not the actual EVF. You can't actually see if it's in focus or not. For those that don't know what a rangefinder actually is, it's double exposed image. And the trick is when you focus with the lens, the image lines up, and when the image lines up like this, it's in focus. So that's the easiest way I can explain it without you guys actually going out and using one. Let's move on to the stuff I absolutely adore and love about this camera. Number one, the style of this camera. I know it's not really a big thing, and I know it really doesn't affect your photo taking ability. I personally find that it's very important to enjoy the look of a camera that you're using, because I feel that if you enjoy the way the camera looks, you're more inclined to take it out and use it more. But that's just me personally. The next thing I really love about this camera is the image quality. People have always said that the X-Pro1 has a particular look to it. I can definitely agree to that. Whether it's completely different than the X-Pro2 and X-Pro3, that's subjective. I personally love the image that comes out of this camera. There are a few people that message me on Instagram and YouTube solely looking to get this camera for JPEGs, just purely JPEGs. The JPEG quality that comes out of this, especially with the presets that Fuji also include in this camera, top notch, top quality. They definitely rendered the images really, really well that you really don't have to do much editing in post. So the JPEGs out of here, using the simulations, top notch, definitely recommend it. It's very, very good. One of the cons I had was the screen and the AVF, but it works as a pro for me because personally, the limitations that these two things have, like the screen and the viewfinder, makes it more enjoyable to use for myself because, like I said, I like to use the optical viewfinder rather than the EVF. I just find it a lot more enjoyable to use, a lot more hands-on. I don't know whether that makes me a weird photographer or a photographer that just enjoys doing photography the old-fashioned way. Subjective again, but that's how I enjoy taking pictures. The final great thing I love about this camera is the price. When I bought this in summertime 2019, I actually picked this up for £150. It's a fantastic deal then, and I think it's even better now. I've noticed since the X-Pro3 has come out, the trend of this camera has actually gone up in price. So the average price you'll see this is £250 to £300. That's actually really, really surprising. I thought they were gonna go rock bottom, considering that the X-Pro2 dropped from £1,200 to like $799. I thought this would drop even lower. So I was actually looking at picking another one up, but obviously that wasn't the case. This went up in price. Not sure why, but hey, it's still an amazing camera for the price. And I would definitely recommend anyone who's interested in jumping into the X-Pro system to jump on this camera. It's an amazing camera, it's great fun. This is definitely a great camera to jump in. It's very inexpensive, and the lenses, especially the f2 lenses, are very inexpensive to buy, especially on the used market, which I am a fair believer of the used market. That's pretty much it about this camera. So is it worth picking this up in 2020? 100% yes. Would it be worth picking this up in 2021? 100% yes. This will be worth picking up anytime. Guys, that's been my quick is it worth picking this up in 2020 video. So yeah, if you guys found this video useful, consider sharing it to someone that would benefit from it just like you have. If you enjoy the videos I'm making, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And apparently you need to push that notification bell because it is the coolest thing to do. That's what I heard. That's what everyone else says. I don't know, it's up to you guys, I don't mind. And apart from that, that's it. So guys, remember, keep creating, keep doing what you love, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. It's another quick test of the autofocus of the camera, so I don't even know if it's gonna zoom in and out. Who knows? We'll see when I start editing this video. I met a couple of cool people on the weekend just past. I'm gonna link all their channels below. Yeah, go follow them, go subscribe, and tell them that I sent you there, because to let them know that I'm just, yeah, you don't have to say it. Yeah, you don't have to say it. So this year I've got a few new things coming up, a few new projects coming up. I'm going to be documenting this on my YouTube channel, so hopefully you guys will enjoy what's coming your way. I'm certainly excited to see what your reaction is for the stuff I'm bringing you this year. So 2020 is a big year for myself And 2020 is a big year for you guys, especially those that are looking to get into the creative field, those who are looking to push themselves from where they are in the creative field. I think it's gonna be a good thing. I don't know where I'm gonna put this bit into the video, maybe right at the end credits, but that's it. Anyway guys, again, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the community we're building here. It is so good, it is so awesome, and I can't wait to see it grow and get bigger in 2020. So, peace out, keep creating, keep doing what you love, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. That's the second time I've done that, and I'm not gonna do it anymore.